Good evening, dear passenger. My name is Mr. James Candlelight, and I'm delighted to welcome you aboard tonight. Tonight, we embark on a journey unlike any other. We will board the Midnight Express, a train that travels through landscapes both real and imagined, carrying passengers who are searching, wandering, or simply need a place to rest between one life and another. This is a train that appears only to those who need it. It has no fixed schedule, no published routes. It simply arrives when you're standing on the platform, waiting for something you can't quite name. You will meet the conductor, a kind soul who has guided countless travelers through their night journeys, and you will meet fellow passengers, each with their own story, their own destination, their own reason for being on this particular train, on this particular night. This is a story about transitions, about the spaces between, about finding peace in movement and comfort in not knowing exactly where you're going. Before the train departs, let us prepare ourselves with deep relaxation so you can settle into your seat and enjoy the journey ahead. Make yourself comfortable now. Let's begin. Imagine yourself standing on a train platform at night. The air is cool. A gentle breeze carries the scent of distant rain. Above you, stars shine through patches of clouds. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, and with each number, you will step closer to the train, deeper into relaxation, further into peace. 10. Feel the platform beneath your feet. Solid, steady. You've been waiting here, though you're not quite sure for what. But now the train is coming. You can feel it in the vibration of the rails. Let yourself anticipate. Let yourself prepare to board. 9. Notice your body. Your luggage is light. You're carrying very little. Where are you holding tension? In your shoulders from carrying even this small weight. In your legs from standing and waiting. In your chest from anticipating the unknown. Let those places soften now. You're about to sit down. You can rest soon. 8. You are completely safe. The train that's coming is here for you. It will take you exactly where you need to go, even if you don't know where that is yet. Trust the journey. Trust my voice. Trust that all is well. 7. Thoughts race like passing trains. Announcements, destinations, arrivals, departures. But you don't need to catch every train. You don't need to board every thought. Just watch them pass. This one is yours. You'll know it when it arrives. Your mind can be as calm as an empty platform after the crowds have gone. 6. This journey is yours. This time belongs to you. You've chosen to board. You've chosen to go somewhere new, somewhere restful. That choice takes courage. Honor it. You deserve this journey. You deserve this rest. 5. Peace travels with you. It's packed in your small bag. It's in your pocket like a ticket. You carry it wherever you go. You always have. Sometimes we forget, but it's always there. Feel it now. That quiet knowing that you're okay, that you'll be okay. 4. Breathe in gratitude for this moment, this pause between destinations, this in-between space where you don't have to be anything or do anything. Just be a passenger. Just let yourself be carried. 3. You can hear the train now. The rhythmic sound growing louder. Clack, 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 clack. Hypnotic, soothing, steady as a heartbeat. See the light of the train emerging from the darkness. 2. Your body knows it's almost time to rest, to sit, to be still while moving. Feel yourself preparing for that paradox, moving without effort, traveling while resting. Let your muscles release. Let your weight settle. 1. The train pulls into the station, smooth, quiet, exactly on time for you. The doors open. Warm light spills onto the platform. As the story unfolds, you will board and find your seat. You climb the steps into the train, and immediately, everything feels different. The interior is stunning, Art Deco design with polished wood paneling, brass fixtures, and velvet seats in deep burgundy. Subtle lighting creates intimate pools of gold throughout the car. It's like stepping into the 1930s, but cleaner, more perfect. A platonic ideal of what a luxury train should be. Find any seat that calls to you, the conductor says from behind you. There are no assigned places here. Sit where you feel comfortable. You walk down the aisle slowly. The car is about half full. Passengers sit alone or in pairs, most gazing out the windows, though the train hasn't moved yet. You pass a man writing in a leather journal. A couple holding hands in comfortable silence. A woman with her eyes closed, headphones in, swaying slightly to music only she can hear. Near the middle of the car, a window seat calls to you. No one's sitting in the row. You settle in, and the moment you do, you feel the rightness of it. This is your seat for this journey, for this night. The conductor moves through the car, checking on passengers, exchanging quiet words. You notice he doesn't actually check tickets. Maybe there are no tickets on this train. He reaches you and smiles. First time on the Midnight Express? You nod. Ah, it's always special, the first time. Don't worry about where we're going. Just enjoy the journey. That's what this train is for, the journey, not the destination. How long is the trip? You ask. His smile deepens. Exactly as long as you need it to be. Some passengers ride for an hour, some for all night, and a very few stay until morning, which is really quite beautiful. Where does it go? Nowhere in particular, everywhere in general. We travel through landscapes of memory and possibility. You'll see. He tips his cap and moves on, and moments later, you feel the train beginning to move. No announcement, no whistle, just a gentle lurch, then smooth acceleration. The station slides away, and the journey begins. You are safe, you are carried, you are home. And now, welcome aboard the Midnight Express. The station is almost empty when you arrive. It's one of those old stations that feels like it exists outside of time. High arched ceilings, wooden benches worn smooth by decades of waiting passengers, a large clock with Roman numerals, though you notice the hands don't seem to move. You're not sure how you got here or why you came. You just knew you needed to. Some internal compass pointed you toward this platform at this exact moment. There are a few other people waiting. A young woman with a violin case, an elderly man in a three-piece suit reading a newspaper, a middle-aged woman staring at the empty tracks with a slight smile. None of you speak, but there's a shared understanding. You're all waiting for the same train. Then you hear it, that distinctive sound, the rhythmic percussion of wheels on rails. Clack, 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 clack. And then you see it, emerging from the tunnel like something from a dream. The Midnight Express. It's beautiful, a vintage train from another era, gleaming black and silver with gold trim. The windows glow with warm amber light. Steam curls from beneath the carriages, though this doesn't seem to be a steam engine. The train slows and stops with barely a sound, smooth as silk. The doors open with a soft hiss. A conductor steps out onto the platform. He's tall and slim, wearing a classic uniform, dark blue with brass buttons and a cap. His face is ageless. He could be 40 or 70. His eyes are kind. "Good evening, travelers," he says, his voice rich and warm. "Welcome aboard the Midnight Express. All passengers bound for nowhere and beyond, please board now." Nowhere and beyond. That sounds about right. At first, the view outside is mundane. The backs of buildings, dark streets, occasional lights from windows. You settle back in your seat, feeling the gentle rocking motion of the train. It's hypnotic, soothing. Clack, 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 clack. A rhythm as old as trains themselves. A lullaby made of motion and sound. The young woman with the violin case sits across the aisle from you. She opens the case and begins to play very softly. No one minds. In fact, several passengers smile. The music is melancholic but beautiful. A slow air, a folk melody from some distant country, or perhaps from nowhere at all. As she plays, the view outside begins to change. The city falls away. The train is moving through countryside now. though you don't remember leaving the urban area. Fields stretch into darkness. A farmhouse, single light burning in an upper window. A river, silver in the moonlight. The train picks up speed, but the ride remains smooth. Faster and faster, but somehow it feels like floating. The violin music continues, weaving through the sound of the train, becoming part of the journey itself. And then something extraordinary happens. The landscape outside shifts in ways that aren't quite possible. One moment you're passing through farmland, the next, the train is running along a coastline, waves crashing against cliffs below. Then suddenly you're in mountains, peaks rising on either side, snow-capped and majestic, then desert, dunes rolling like frozen waves, then forest, trees so tall you can't see their tops. The train is moving through different worlds, different possibilities, different memories or dreams. You notice other passengers reacting to the changing views. Some watch with wonder, others with nostalgia, as if seeing places they once knew or always wanted to know. The woman who was smiling at the station now has tears streaming down her face as she watches mountains pass by. But they're not sad tears. They're the tears of recognition, of homecoming. The elderly man has set down his newspaper and is staring at a cityscape that's appeared outside, but it's a city from the past, or perhaps from an alternate present, buildings that look both familiar and impossible. You realize the train is showing each passenger what they need to see. For you, the landscape shifts again. Now you're moving through a place from your childhood, a street you lived on. The train glides past your old house, and through the window you can see yourself, younger, playing in the yard. Your breath catches. How is this possible? But instead of being frightened, you feel comforted. That child is still part of you. That moment still exists, somewhere in the landscape of memory. The train carries you forward, and the house disappears behind you. Now you're moving through places you've never been but always dreamed of visiting. Cities of light, valleys of incredible beauty, coastlines where the water glows with bioluminescence. Each passenger is having their own journey, seeing their own visions. The train travels through the collective unconscious, through memory and imagination, through what was and what could be. The conductor walks through the car again, carrying a tray with small cups of tea. He offers one to you. Chamomile and lavender helps with the journey. You accept gratefully. The tea is perfect, hot but not scalding, sweet but not too sweet. It tastes like comfort, like home, if home were a feeling rather than a place. Where are we really going? You ask him. The conductor sits in the empty seat beside you, which surprises you. He seems to have time for each passenger, despite there being dozens of them. That depends on what you mean by really, he says thoughtfully. Physically, we're traveling in a loop. We'll end up back at the station where you boarded, but he gestures to the window where now the train is passing through what looks like space itself, stars and nebulae and cosmic clouds. But spiritually, emotionally, we're traveling through transformation. Every passenger who boards this train is in transition between jobs, between relationships, between versions of themselves. You all need this time, this in-between space, this journey that's not about the destination. He sips from his own cup of tea. The world demands so much destination thinking. Where are you going? What's your goal? What's your purpose? But this train says, what if the movement itself is the purpose? What if being in transition is valid? What if you don't need to know where you're going to take the journey? The conductor stands and tips his cap. Enjoy the rest of your journey. We'll arrive back at the station in your own time. He moves on to other passengers, offering tea and quiet conversation. You turn back to the window and let yourself simply experience. The landscape continues to shift. Mountains become oceans, become cities, become forests, become deserts, become something impossible to describe. Geometries that shouldn't exist, colors you've never seen, places that exist only in the space between waking and dreaming. The violin has stopped playing. The young woman has put her instrument away and is now curled up in her seat, sleeping peacefully. Several other passengers are sleeping too. The rocking of the train, the gentle sounds, the comfort of the journey. It's impossible not to feel drowsy. But you're not quite ready to sleep yet. You want to see more, experience more. The man who was writing in his journal puts down his pen and looks over at you. First time, he asks with a kind smile. You nod. I've been on this train 7 times now, he says, different each time. Shows you what you need to see when you need to see it. What did you need to see tonight? You ask. He looks out the window, where the train is now passing through what looks like his memories. You can see scenes of his life playing out like films, a wedding, a birth, an argument, a reconciliation, an ending. Perspective, he says quietly. I needed to see my life from the outside, from a distance, so I could understand it's all just journey, movement, change, not good or bad, just what is. He returns to his journal, writing with renewed focus. You think about what you needed to see, and you realize the landscapes have been showing you something too. All the places you've been, all the places you could go, all the possibilities branching out infinitely. And the message underneath it all, you're not stuck, you're not trapped. Life is movement. You're always traveling, even when you think you're standing still. The train begins to slow slightly, not stopping, but taking its time. You're passing through a new landscape now, one that feels peaceful, final. It's a valley at dawn. Golden light spills over hills. A river winds through green fields. In the distance, you can see the station where you boarded, but it looks different now, less lonely, more welcoming. The conductor appears at the front of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be arriving at Nowhere Station in a few moments. I hope you've enjoyed your journey. Remember, you can board this train whenever you need to, whenever you're in transition, whenever you need to travel without knowing the destination. The Midnight Express is always running, always waiting for those who need it. Passengers begin to stir. Those who were sleeping wake gently, looking refreshed. The woman who was crying earlier is smiling now, peaceful and calm. The elderly man folds his newspaper and stands, straightening his suit. The young woman with the violin stretches and carefully packs her instrument. Everyone is preparing to disembark, but no one seems sad. Everyone looks settled, ready. Whatever they needed from this journey, they received it. The train glides into the station with barely a whisper. The same station where you boarded, but it's morning now. Early morning. The light is soft and golden. The doors open. Thank you for traveling with us, the conductor says, standing at the exit. May your onward journey be peaceful. You gather your small bag and stand. As you move toward the door, you realize you feel different, lighter, clearer, like something inside you has shifted and settled into place. You don't know what comes next. You don't know where you're going from here, but somehow that's okay. You step off the train onto the platform. The morning air is fresh and cool. Other passengers disperse, walking toward the station exit, toward whatever comes next in their lives. You turn back to look at the train one more time. The conductor is standing in the doorway. He catches your eye and nods. Then he steps back inside and the doors close. The train begins to move, sliding out of the station as smoothly as it arrived. You watch it go until it disappears into the distance, leaving only the sound of its passage and the memory of the journey. And you realize you'll be back someday when you need it again, when you're in another transition, another in-between space. The Midnight Express will be waiting tonight as you drift towards sleep. Imagine yourself on that train. Feel the gentle rocking. Hear the rhythmic sound of wheels on tracks. Clack, 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 clack. Know that you're in transition. Always. Life is constant movement, and that's not something to fear. It's something to embrace. You don't need to know your destination. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to trust the journey. Trust that the train knows where it's going, even when you don't. Trust that you'll arrive exactly when and where you're meant to be. Let yourself be carried now. Let yourself rest in motion. The Midnight Express is traveling through the night, and you are safe on board, safe and held and moving toward exactly what you need, even if you don't know what that is yet. The landscape outside is infinite. The possibilities are endless. And you are exactly where you belong. Right here, right now, on this train, on this journey. Let the rhythm rock you to sleep. Clack, 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 clack. Feel your body settling into the seat. Feel your eyes growing heavy. Watch the landscapes pass, memory and dream and possibility. All of them yours, all of them real, all of them part of your journey. Sleep now, dear passenger. Sleep deeply. The conductor is watching over you. The train is steady on its tracks. And tomorrow, when you wake, you'll be exactly where you need to be. But tonight, just travel. Just rest. Just let yourself be carried through the dark toward the light. Good night, dear traveler. Safe journey. Sweet dreams.